Hey ladies, today we're going to talk about contouring in 5 quick minutes. So I'm going to start out by applying a couple of different products to my skin, and we're going to start out by using the BB cream, the Flawless BB Cream in Bisque, which is the color of my skin tone. And I'm going to just be dabbing that all over my face. Next, I'm going to take our fabulous new blending bud, and this does need to be wet before you use it to apply your products. So you get that wet, you squeeze the excess water off, and then you will just dab that to blend your products into your face. The BB cream is amazing. It does give a light to medium coverage, so it's not going to be a full coverage product, but I do really like it as a base because it does have an SPF in the formulation, and so it does give you good sun coverage and sunblock. The blending bud is absolutely phenomenal. I've never used blending buds in the past. I've never used sponges of this type in the past, and when I actually won this one in one of my Facebook parties that I hosted last month, I was ecstatic because I would never have gotten a treat like this for myself, but I absolutely love it having tried it. It does really make for a smooth application. Next, we're going to be taking the Mineral Touch Cream Foundation, and my color happens to be Taffeta. It's a fancy little compact that does have a separator between your sponge and your foundation, which is really nice. I'm actually not going to use the sponge because, again, I want to use a very controlled application, so I will be using my blending bud. I'm telling you, it's my new favorite product. I absolutely love it. And I tend to use the foundation, the cream foundation, in more spot treatment just to cover up the places, the problem areas that need heavier coverage, that need more coverage, fuller coverage. And once again, the blending bud just provides that all over smooth coverage that you don't have to worry about getting your hands yucky or your fingers messy. You don't have to worry about smudging the product on your skin or not having an even application, and you can tell it goes on very smoothly. So I just keep dabbing the product into my skin. So there is a slight difference in the BB creams and the foundations, so you'll want to make sure that you get the complementary colors. For me, it's the Bisque BB cream and it's the Taffeta cream foundation. And that's something that I can help you with as well. But you can tell with the cream foundation, it's definitely giving a more fuller coverage. And those problem areas are starting to kind of disappear. Smooches! Okay, next step is going to be, well, I'm showing you the compact here and just showing you how it does house its own sponge. So the next step, we're going to do some fun contouring. I'm going to be using a shade that's quite a bit darker than my natural tone to kind of bring out that contouring. This shade is Caramel. It's the BB cream in Caramel. Some people say caramel. I don't think that sounds quite as pretty, so I like to say caramel. And one area that I have been blessed in is a big schnoz. So I'm going to be doing some contouring around my nose. And then if you suck and right at your cheekbones, that kind of gives you a template of where to place your darker color for your contouring on your face. And I learned that from a YouTube tutorial, of course. Okay, and then lastly, if you're wanting to contour kind of around the jawbone, that's where you're going to apply some more of the darker color. In this case, for me, it's the Caramel BB cream. Add just a little bit more. You can make it as dark as you want. Just don't overdo it. Make sure that you don't get carried away with the contouring, because it definitely, you want it to be subtle when it's all said and done. Right now I know it looks kind of like, whoa, but it'll get blended in here. Once again, of course, I'm going to be taking the blending brush and I'm going to kind of dab that over top of the darker cream. This blending brush is just amazing. Blending bud is just amazing. I love the way that it works all of the product into my skin so smoothly. It really does. I just can't get over it. It makes you look like it gives you kind of that that glowy look that often you see celebrities get. So kind of gives you the VIP treatment. All right, and I'm just going to blend all of those darker colors into my skin in those really specific areas. You don't want to over blend throughout your whole face. You want to keep it in a concentrated place. And then I'm going to take the tip of the blending bud, which is a nice small piece of the blending bud, and I'm going to use that for the contouring of my nose. And it's super nice that it has these two different sized, the tip at the end and then the wider at the bottom, for this specific reason. It gives you a much more controlled blending ability for your contouring. And again, you don't want to overblend. You just want to kind of blend it in a little bit, but don't overdo it, because then you're going to go over it with your powder to set everything and kind of help that. That will be your blending agent. Okay, so that's kind of how it looks, and you can tell it's definitely much more subtle. I didn't go with a extreme look today, but I wanted it to look kind of natural. And then I'm gonna take our Mineral Touch Impressed powder, and this is also in the color Taffeta. And I'm actually going to use the sponge that comes with this compact. And this will be an all-over finishing touch coverage. This will kind of blend all of those contouring lines together with your natural skin tone. So you'll be blending the bisque, the lighter BB cream, with the darker BB cream in caramel, and then also blending it together with your full coverage cream foundation. I just love how this product sits on my face. It does not feel greasy, it does not feel dry, it doesn't clump or crease. It's just such a smooth application. I absolutely love it. And then you can kind of see it taking shape, and you can see how the contouring is now blended almost completely into my skin to where you almost can't even notice it. And that's what you want. You want it to be a very subtle contour. You don't want it to be too bold. Okay, so there we go. And that's how you contour in 5 quick minutes. Leave your comments below, ladies.